If you want your SharePoint intranet to succeed and actually get adopted, there are a handful of common mistakes that you absolutely must avoid. In this video, I'll share the 7 mistakes that I see made over and over again and how to avoid them. And stick around till the end because I've got some extra resources that will help you launch with confidence. For over 20 years, I've been helping global organizations design, launch, and even fix their intranets. This channel is your guide to building an intranet that employees will actually use, one that drives engagement and adoption. Mistake number 1 is obsessing over the look and feel. Now this might seem strange given that I've devoted a whole video to the importance of design on your intranet. However, there's a difference between a professional design that instills a sense of trust in your employees versus one that's gone through 15 rounds of changes on the homepage because 15 people across your company didn't like the way it looked. After a certain point in design, when you're going through numbers of stages and you've got lots of people providing input, you're in a situation where you've got diminishing returns. You're essentially wasting time and money. You need to reallocate that time and move on to other things where that time and money is better spent. Otherwise, you will end up neglecting areas that you could have spent more time on, such as usability testing, validating your ideas and your requirements to make sure that what you deliver at the end of the day is actually useful. Mistake number 2 is customizing too much. It's very tempting to decide that you need 100% of your requirements to be met, and the out-of-the-box features or some third-party tools don't do that, and you want to custom build, you want to go down the development route. The problem is with this approach that you will burn through tons of time, and at the end you may not get exactly what you expected in terms of engagement and adoption levels with that feature. So better to first use out-of-the-box or pre-built features that might achieve 80% of what you think you want, and test that with real users, get feedback, and then decide if you really need to go down the customization route. If you do decide that you want to go down the route of customization, then make sure that you prototype before you spend time developing and building solutions. You prototype and test those prototypes with your intended users, the employees that will use that tool or that feature, because you will get early feedback before you spend too much time going in the wrong direction, and that will be vital. It will save you tons of time and money. Mistake number 3 is having a frustrating mobile experience. Now there are all kinds of ways that this can occur, but the most common is not actually through the intranet itself not being responsive on a mobile device. That is, typically intranets will adapt to mobile screen sizes and that sort of thing, as long as you're using a professional product or you have professional consultants working on your project. But what may happen is that you have a barrier to entry for your employees where they need to download a specific app or a dedicated app for the intranet, or they need to go through several security hoops to get something installed on their device. They may not have a company device, they may need to use their own device. There are normally lots of barriers that stop employees from installing the necessary access on their smartphones. So what we actually recommend is, as much as possible, use the existing Microsoft tools to give them access to your intranet. The most common one that we recommend is Microsoft Teams, because so many employees have this already on their device, whether it be their own device or a company issued one, it's already there, and you can push the intranet features and content through the Microsoft Teams app, providing a seamless experience for accessing your intranet. Then you only need to worry about how optimized the content is for mobile, which is something that is actually much more straightforward. Mistake number 4 is no governance or ownership. Your intranet needs to adapt regularly to the changes in the company and the changes in the needs of employees. If you don't have governance, then you will drift off course. You will just not be able to adapt to the ongoing changes in the needs of the business. So it's really important that you document your governance, who controls what, who's responsible for what, and that you meet regularly, discuss and capture feedback. This is the only way that you'll create an intranet that remains relevant and doesn't drift into obscurity. Mistake number 5 is neglecting search. Now, search is a difficult area for intranets because there's no magic bullet that fixes everything. There are a multitude of things that you need to do well in order for search to function correctly and give employees a good experience. This ranges from getting search configured, including filters and metadata, but also the content itself. How is it classified? How is it managed? Is it subject to an expiration workflow if it becomes obsolete? These things all factor into the search experience, and too many companies neglect all or most of these things, and as a result the search experience is poor. So you need this to be on your plan and make sure you address these different factors. Mistake number 6 is not allowing time for content. Now, content is going to be the biggest part of your project plan when launching or overhauling an intranet. It's going to require a lot of time from your internal resources, normally subject matter experts spread throughout the business. And they're going to need to audit, update, and even create new content. And this is often overlooked in terms of the amount of time and resource that needs to go into this, and is often a reason that intranet projects stall or end up being subpar in the expectation of employees. What you can do here is work with a partner to help you plan and navigate you through the difficulty of making sure your content is up to scratch. Or you can hire a consultant to come into your business and work on that with you side by side. And mistake number 7 is no adoption or change management plan. From before the intranet even launches, you need to have a plan for adoption and change management. You need to have a range of events and activities planned that will help to promote and educate, and also even pilot some of the intranet features with certain groups of employees. It's planning for this and making sure that you are giving the right messaging to your people about the intranet and its capabilities and its benefits to them that will make sure that actually they do adopt it and that it does make a difference for them in their day-to-day work. So in summary, avoid these 7 traps. Don't over-focus on design, don't over-customize, prioritize mobile, steer governance, fix search, plan your content, and plan for adoption. If you want to learn how to design an effective and engaging homepage, then make sure you watch my video that's going to be linked here. But if you just want to see where you are today with your intranet and how it's performing against different areas, then take our intranet health check. There's a link in the description. It asks you some quick questions that will only take about 15 minutes to complete, and you'll get an idea of where you need to focus your efforts in improving things.